Welcome to the Valley High School podcast. I'm Lennox.
I'm Bella.
And I'm Miss Currin.
So, what is KSA?
So KSA is the Kentucky State Assessment. It is the big end of year state testing that students at the high school level do in grades 10 and 11, covering core content. So reading and math for our 10th graders, and then science, social studies, and writing for our 11th graders.
Okay. And so when is that happening for 10th and 11th?
So our first day of testing is going to be Monday, May 6th. Monday, May 6th, we start with the 11th grade science test on Tuesday and Wednesday, so May 7th and 8th. That's our 10th grade testing, so they'll be doing reading the first day and math the second day. The juniors will come back and they will do their social studies test on that Thursday, which is the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. We'll have a day of makeup testing on that Friday, and then the juniors will come back one last time for their writing test on Monday, May 13th. And then after that, we're going to be doing makeup testing pretty much until the end of school to make sure that all 10th and 11th graders get their tests completed.
How would you tell somebody to prepare for the test?
Really, what students need to be doing right now is paying attention in their core content classes. So math, English, social studies, science, because all of those tested area teachers right now are doing a bunch of different things to help prepare students. Everything from like test taking tips, like how to kind of game the test and know what the questions are actually asking, to the actual content stuff in there. Some teachers are using the CERT platform, right? We take the CERT test. There's all sorts of stuff on CERT. Students who can even go into CERT on their own and play with all the different functions and tutorials and quizzes on the CERT platform, which they can get to through Clever. So if you are wanting to make sure that you know vocabulary, or you're really struggling in that particular thing in math, you can go in on CERT and prepare yourself. But as long as you are going to your classes, your teachers are preparing you for the content.
Yeah.
Now the biggest piece though that we need for kids, for students to be prepared for, is actually just showing up that day. Testing starts at 9 o'clock every single morning. So make sure that you are here on the day of your testing, because we're going to start moving people around and start tests at 9 o'clock.
Okay, so why, as I, a student in Valley, why should I care about taking the KSA test?
Right, that's the big question, right? Because KSA state testing is a little different from other tests that students take here at Valley. Most of the time when they're taking a test, there's an immediate thing that they get back, and there's a real specific reason that they want to do well on the test, right? Like ACT, when you take that as a junior, you want to get that high score so you can get scholarship money, or you eligible for getting into certain colleges or programs that you want. There's that immediate thing. When you guys are taking your career pathway and your end of programs for your CTE classes, right? That gets you college career ready, post-secondary ready. That gets you the cord for graduation. That gets you your certification if you want to be an electrician or whatever it is that you're doing. KSA is a little different, and that's harder to kind of explain to students sometimes why we need you to take it seriously. The big thing for us is KSA is the big state test that is part of our state accountability. And as students, you probably don't hear a whole lot about that, but that is kind of the ranking of the schools throughout the state. And 70% of that ranking score comes from the KSA state testing. So what we're trying to do is change the reputation of Valley and change the perception of what it means to be a student here, what it means to be a graduate of Valley, right? So in Louisville, anywhere you go, the first thing people ask you is, where did you go to school? And they're asking about your high school, and that says something about you. We are trying to improve across the board. We're already improving our reputation in athletics and activities and adding more extracurriculars and different events for students, and we're getting a lot of good kind of community feedback that way. But what we really need to do is improve our academics, to show to other schools in our district, to show to our community and to show to ourselves that we have really smart students here and really good teachers here, and we are not that perception. But all the outside community sees sometimes is that ranking and that state accountability, which is how we do on KSA. So we really want students to do well on these KSA tests to start changing that reputation, change the perception, and prove to everyone in our community that we are more than what we appear to be. Prove to them that we're really great here and we have really smart students and we can do as well as anybody else can.
Wow, I completely agree. That's crazy. Yeah, so is there anything else we'd like to cover for KSA?
No.
Anything else to cover? Okay.
No, just again, we just want you to do your best, right? Try, put forth some effort. That's the way we're gonna change the perception of Valley and change the reputation, so that when you graduate and you say, I went to Valley High School, they'll say, that's awesome.
All right. Well, thank you, Ms. Currin, for coming out.
Thank you.
For Me Above
Thanks.
podcast, and I really appreciate it, guys. And good luck on the KSA testing.